and we should get a screen that says create a new project. Let's give our project a name, so we're going to call this S1 movie, and I'm going to press on create. Now the first thing it asks you to do, and then you have a little shark here telling you what to do. I'm going to press OK to that and get away from it. First thing it asks you to do is we need some files to import. Now you need your files off your camera or off your phone. The way to do that is either by using a cable, and if you don't have a cable, you can take the movies and either email them to yourself or put them in Dropbox or Google Drive or any which way to move them. I myself, I'm going to go to my documents folder, so I'm going to go up one and I'm going to go to my desktop folder. And on my desktop, I've already got a folder called Clips, and inside there are 4 movies, and it's kind of a nothing movie at the moment, but this will kind of teach us how to get our movies into Lightworks and how to edit them. So I'm going to select them all by pressing Shift and clicking the top and then the bottom one, and I'm going to click on Import, and it will come in quite quickly. You'll see them importing, and this little window here is my import window, and that just shows me all the clips that I've got currently in my project. The next button I need to press is over here on the left hand menu, and it is this one called the Create a New Edit. When you click on this button, you get 2 little windows. Now this window I like to put in the right hand corner of my screen, sort of there, and make it nice and big. And that is the viewer window where you're going to see the movie actually playing. The other thing that you see is this little window called the timeline. And this is the place that we're going to put our movies and edit them together to create one big movie. Let me just move this out of the way and make the viewer bigger. I myself like to have a much bigger viewer so I can see what's happening. There you go, I'm ready there. So I'm going to go to this first movie and I'm going to drop it into the timeline. You can see it's really thin and really small. So I'm going to press on the zoom button and just zoom in a bit. Let me just zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to drop in my second clip. Now before we drop in the second clip, make sure you realize that a new clip has been made called edit number 1. And Lightworks likes to store everything you do in this window over here. Don't be scared if you see new things popping up. It's just Lightworks saving its own work. The second clip I'm going to use is this one of the plants. Third one's of Charlie. And the fourth one is just a boring shot of the tray of equipment in my room. Now that all my clips are in, we can press the spacebar and just press play, and you can see in the viewer what's happening. Now don't be alarmed if it starts to lag a bit or freeze. It does that because it's quite a big program to use. You can see on my computer it's lagging a little bit as well. But this clip here, I just kind of go across the car park and I cut to quite a boring shot of the flowers. Then I go to a shot of Charlie, where I'm gonna kind of scan down, and then the final shot is just of the trays. Now what I want to do is I want to shorten this first clip so that it starts immediately when it starts moving left and right, which is roughly, as you can see my mouse moving, just about there. So what I want to do is take my mouse to the front of the clip, click once, and you can see something's happened. It's like it's come off the timeline slightly, and then what I'm going to do is click on my mouse and just move it a little bit, and you can see in the viewer up there, you can see just when the clip starts to move to the left, I'm going to stop. So I'll do that again, roughly there. So I'm just going to pull it back a bit, and there you go. I'm going to go back to where that symbol is and click again, and you can see that the clip kind of falls back into the timeline. So now as we look at this one, it will start to move left. We then cut to the plants. It's quite a boring shot and it's on the screen for a long time. So now I'm going to go to the other side, click once. I'm going to make it a little bit shorter, like so. And I'm going to click one more time, like so, putting it back in. Now this shot of Charlie is quite good, but I want it to start just as I move the camera down, which is roughly about there. So again, I'm going to go to the clip, I'm going to click it once, I'm going to then click and drag until the camera starts moving down Charlie. It was roughly about here, I thought. That's it there. And we'll stop there. And finally, oh, and I need to click back. And then going, it's a good shot. And then going back to the trays, I don't think I need it on the screen for that long, so I'm just going to click once, make it a little bit shorter, and then click again to bring it back in. And that's a really simple edit. It's not a very interesting film, and that's quite a boring movie as such, but it will give you a really quick way of how to, number one, import your clips into Lightworks, number two, set up a timeline and a viewer for your project, number three, to get your clips from the import window into the timeline, and fifth and most importantly, how to cut your clips and move them around a little bit and shorten them so that you have a movie which actually makes sense.